Take place out on the field with myself, CS1's Jonna Perglione, and Spelman's very own Mario Pesca hosting. CS1 will have full live coverage of the event with multi-cameras getting all possible angles covered.
Open House is back in person and will be held on October 24th and 26th. Keep in mind that you had to be registered in order to participate. Visit the Spelman website for more details.
Homeroom pictures for underclassmen will be taken the week of October 18th.
On October 20th, seniors will have a day of reflection rather than their usual classes. We'll have more details on this for next week's show.
Next up, Ms. Norberto's Guidance Corner.
Alrighty, good afternoon and welcome to Guidance Corner. Today I'm going to focus on the juniors. So juniors, you know that we've been talking about the PSATs. So remember, the PSATs are next Wednesday, which is October 13th. You come into school full uniform, regular time, and you will be taking the PSATs in your homerooms unless we tell you otherwise. Some things to remember for that day: the only things that you can bring into the testing room are your sharpened number 2 pencils. Please make sure you bring several, not mechanical pencils, they don't take, and a calculator with extra batteries so that in case anything goes wrong, you have the backup. All other materials, including your cell phones or your watches or anything like that, should go into your locked lockers. Okay? So it's October 13th, regular school time, in your uniform, in your homerooms, pencils, calculators, and everything else goes in your locker. Okay? If you have any questions or concerns, please speak to your counselors beforehand. Okay? See you the day of the PSAT.
Thanks, Ms. Norberto. Here's Stephanie Brown with your Pilot Sports Update.
Hey pilots, I'm your sports analyst Stephanie Brown, and I'm here with this week's Pilot Sports. On Saturday, the football team beat Nazareth by a score of 36-6. The team had 5 scoring drives, 4 passes, 1 run, a total of 262 yards, and Aiden Hanley-Peary had a completion percentage of 91%. Our fall baseball team played Monsignor Scanlon on Tuesday and won by a score of 12-0. Both our JV and varsity volleyball teams were victorious against St. Vincent Ferrer earlier this week. Congratulations to quarterback Aiden Hanley-Peary, who was named Week 4 NYCHSFL Player of the Week. 2 years ago, Haley Mateo sat down with Mario Pesca shortly after he committed to St. John's University. Now, as he's preparing to graduate, he reflects on what baseball means to him in a video he made for his TV production class.
There you go. That's it.
Beautiful.
The explanation I always give out when everybody asks me how I kind of got started was I'm born into a baseball family. I mean, that's the best way I could really put it. My dad was a huge factor in me wanting to play. He's such a big baseball fan, and seeing the excitement in the house, and it was like an event every night watching baseball. Just drew me to the sport and made me want to pursue it a little bit more. Oh my gosh. To the viewers right now, the New York Mets are probably the biggest factor in me being motivated at that age and staying motivated until, present day. It's been wild, My whole family just diehard Met fans, so growing up, going to Citi Field, even though it was very little, Shea Stadium, just the best moments. I grew up playing at Throgs Neck Little League. It's 2 minutes walking distance from my house. It's literally right over there. You don't see it from here, but it's right there. And I would go there every day after school when I was younger with my dad and my brother, and we'd just practice. And, he'd hit us all ground balls and fly balls, and we'd hit for, hours, and we'd practice pitching. Little did I know I only needed to practice the pitching part because I became a pitcher and everything else was a waste of time, but kept me motivated at that age, and I think that was really important. I think one of the more important decisions I made in my baseball, career, I guess, would be me just deciding to be a pitcher and to focus on that position and how that can make me a better player, get to the next level in that aspect. And it's been successful thus far. I've had amazing opportunities that, started with my freshman year of high school playing varsity for Spelman. I love this program. I love the coaches, and, everyone that has, their hand in it. They work super hard for, the team and the program. So I'm thankful for that. Sophomore year of high school, I committed to St. John's University to play Division I baseball after high school. And that was a big deal for me and my family, being able to help them out in that regard of, getting the weight off my shoulders when it came to college. And, that's when everything started to, go crazy or blow up. Was around that period was when I started to get ranked in the city, state, and later in the nation. And, I really found my niche, which was just pitching and baseball.
As always, you can catch the action live by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Cardinal Spellman Bronx, and stay tuned for our live stream of Pep Rally on October 15th. As always, fly high, pilots.
Thanks, Steph. And now, Jonna Capriglione steps out of the movie theater and into the Tudor era as she shows us her experience at the New York Renaissance Fair. How now, Lady Jonna?
Good morning, Huzzah pilots. I'm Jonna Capriglione and I'm on location at the New York Renaissance Fair. So at the Renaissance Fair, you can do a lot of different things, like you can play games. There's a lot of shops that have very cool things, and
got people dressing up.
You could even meet the Queen. There's actually two types of people at the Renaissance Fair. There's patrons and there's platrons. Patrons are just the regular people at the Renaissance Fair, and platrons are the people like me who really get into the mood and start acting along with the performers. And another fun fact, you can bring your own pewter mug or just medieval mug in general, and you can use that to drink instead. Another really cool fact about the Renaissance Fair is that every single fair has its own story, within the fair. And at this one specifically, the New York Renaissance Fair, there is the story of Robin Hood and his merry band. One.
Sounds like a lot of fun, Donna. Glad you had a good time. Next up, here's Jamie Madison Reddick with this weekend's forecast.
Is the weather on our side for this weekend's football game against Holy Trinity?
Good morning, pilots. What a rainy week we've had. To end out this week, expect a cloudy day with a high of 75. Saturday will be a cloudy day with a high of 68. Sunday, expect the same temperature with a 50% chance of rain. And we have some clouds on Monday, but the clouds clear out by the end of the day, giving some relatively warm weather with a high of 73. That's all I have for this week, pilots. Have a great weekend. Back to you, Michaela and Bowie.
Well, that's it for this week's edition of Morning Flight.
Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel so that you're alerted when new episodes premiere at Friday mornings at 8 a.m.
Plus, keep up with all sporting and special events here at Spelman. You don't want to miss it.
We'll be back next Friday live from the field to get ready for the Pep Rally. Until then, hoping your news is good news. I'm Bowie Williams.
And I'm Michaela Fredericks. Fly high, pilots.
Hey, I'm back, and I didn't mess up, and I was so proud of myself, even though I just stopped.